Hey guys, welcome to the video. I have some more specs for you on the iPhone 5s. I was only going to put this in next week's video, but I thought, what the hell, I've got a free hour or so, so I thought, well, I'll do this now, so you guys can get a more sort of better idea on what to expect on the iPhone 5s. Okay, so you already know that 5s will be the same size as the iPhone 5. They have the same size LCD, same type of LCD, nothing's going to change there. But what they will be adding is that they will be adding a fingerprint sensor on convex home button. So they got that on the iPhone, they got that round home button with the white square. That's going to be the fingerprint reader. So instead of now pushing the home button, typing your code, you can now just push the sleep button to bring it out of sleep mode. Put your thumb on the button, and it'll read your fingerprints like a fingerprint reader does, and it'll unlock the phone. It's a higher security feature as well. So if your phone ever gets stolen and you've got that feature enabled, they're not going to be able to open your phone unless they cut your thumb off. So I don't see that happening. Unless there's a security flaw like there is in the S3 Mini. But I will talk to you more about that at the end of this video. And yeah, so you're going to have the fingerprint reader on the home button. Okay. The other one is the size. Now I already said that the size is going to be the same as the iPhone 5. Okay, there won't be any difference there. It'll have a 4.7 inch so it'll have a 12 megapixel camera. Okay. What's going to happen is it'll have a 12 megapixel camera with a slow function option. Now, if you don't know what I'm talking about, if you've ever seen those photographs where people take a photograph of a freeway, or normally on a bridge or something like that, or on a highway, and you got those light trails, the red brake trails from cars as they go past. Now, how they do that is that they slow the shutter speed down on the camera, so the camera doesn't take a fast photograph. So the shutter goes open close within about like a second or so. They slow that right down, so it closes slowly, and while it's closing slowly, it's capturing that image. And that's what you're getting. You're getting that motion. Initially it's called motion blur, where you see the red brake lights on cars sort of stretched out along the through the picture. I'll try and put an illustration of that up either in the left bottom corner or the right bottom corner here, so you know what I'm talking about. I think that's a really good addition for the iPhone. Now it just means that photographers or mobile photographers can expand their photography range now. If they want to take slow motion pictures, they are now able to do that with the iPhone 5. I don't know if that's going to be a built-in hardware function or if it'll be built into the new iOS 7. If it is, it'll be interesting to see if the iPhone 5 and the 4S will get that update, and if it'll work on those phones. I would imagine it would work on the iPhone 5. Because hardware-wise, not really much of a difference between the 5 and the 5S. It would be interesting to see if it works on the 4S. If the 4S gets the iOS 7 update, I'll be very keen to see if the slow shutter mod works on the 4S running iOS 7. Okay, so the other feature is they're going to have a double flash. Normally on the normal iPhone 5 they've got a single, I think it's a single LED flash. With the 5S they're going to put a dual LED flash, a double LED flash. So that just means you take your photographs in low light, it just means more light exposure for the photograph. Better light exposure ultimately means you'll get a better quality picture in low light. Okay, so you know that the iPhone 4 and 4S have glass backs. Okay, now the back of the phone. The iPhone 5's housing is made of aluminium. Okay, so it's solid aluminium. Apple at the moment is currently experimenting with changing that up again, so they might be using some form of indestructible alloy or some form of like liquid metal or something like that. I don't know how that's going to work. It'll be interesting to see. Personally, I think they should keep the normal aluminium housing with what they're using now, because that seems to be working. Maybe fix the whole peeling issue that they had when the iPhone 5 was first released. If you didn't know, when the 5 was first released, there was a lot of people that were having issues with the backs of their phones. The paint was physically peeling off the housing. Which means whatever bonding agent they used on the housing to prep it before that they sprayed it or before they painted it didn't take full effect. Then lastly but not least, the colors. Okay, now there's going to be three colors for this phone, namely black and white. Right, they'll always have black and white. That's their trade name, black and white. They're going to be adding a third color to this, and wait for it, it's going to be gold. Okay, that's the rumored third color for the iPhone 5s, is gold. Now, in all fairness, I think gold's going a bit too far. I don't know if I would put gold. I'd maybe put gunmetal grey or something like that, but gold, I don't know, gold is maybe a step too far. I'm trying to picture the iPhone 5 or the iPhone 5s in gold, and it's not looking very nice. That wouldn't be appealing to me. I wouldn't buy, if I went to the iStore to buy the iPhone 5s and they said they've only got the 16 gig model and they've only got it in one color and that's gold, I honestly wouldn't buy it. I'd walk out and be like, I'd say no thanks. I'd wait however long it takes to get either the black or the grey. I mean the black or the white. I wouldn't buy it in gold. I know there's probably people out there that are just waiting for them to release an iPhone with the color option of gold. But personally, I wouldn't buy it in gold. I really wouldn't. Gold, I don't know. I think that's a step too far for Apple. Things like the iPhone 5C, which is supposed to be the cheaper version of the iPhone 5. And the C doesn't stand for cheap, it stands for colors, because they're going to have 5 different colors you can get this phone in. Okay, black and white, like I said, that's their trade name. You'll be able to get, I think, in blue, lime, and I think it's red, or something like that. But releasing an iPhone with the option of having it in gold, I'm sorry, that's too far. It's too much. Anyway, so like I said, I think that's about going to do it for my updates. Those are the specs. I'm just going to run through them very quickly. You're going to have the fingerprint sensor on the convex home button. Okay. The size is going to be exactly the same as the normal iPhone 5. It'll be the same size, same thickness, all that. That's not going to change. Same size screen as well. So if you're worried that if you upgrade to the 5S, your screen's going to be smaller or bigger, and you don't want it bigger or you don't want it smaller, it's going to be the same size. So you don't have to worry about that. It's going to have a 12 megapixel camera with a slow motion video option. Sorry, you'll notice I just made a mistake and I just picked it up now. I said, when I was going through the specs initially, I said that when you're taking pictures, it'll have a slow shutter speed for taking pictures. It's actually a slow motion video feature, not a picture feature. So just to clear that up, you're not going to have a slow motion feature for taking pictures, but you'll have a slow motion feature for when you record your videos. Okay, so I apologize for that. They're going to have a double LED flash at the back of the phone, which I think is a brilliant idea. More light exposure, which ultimately means better quality pictures in low light conditions. The composition, the back of the iPhone is either going to be some kind of an indestructible alloy or liquid metal. Personally, I think they should keep it as the aluminium housing that they're currently using. Maybe fix the peeling and scratching effect that they had initially when they released the iPhone 5. And lastly, they're going to have 3 different colors for the phone. Black and white, which is the default colors that they always, and will, as far as I know, they'll always offer those 2 colors. And the third optional color that you can choose the phone in will be gold. Personally, for me, gold is a bad idea. I'm just not gonna buy a phone in gold. If you live in an area like, say, Harlem in the States, or the Bronx, or if you live in a dodgy part of town and you buy an iPhone and it's in gold, personally, that's just gonna get you in trouble. People are gonna wanna rob you, like, straight off the bat. I know here where I stay, if I walk around town and I pull out a gold iPhone, by the time I get it out my pocket and up to my head, I'm gonna have an empty hand. My phone's gonna be gone. So there's no ways I'm gonna buy it in gold. It's not gonna happen. Not because of the security features, just because a gold iPhone is not appealing to me at all. It's really not. I'd rather have it in black or white. I'm more partial to taking it in black as opposed to white, but it's the way it is. So those are the specs. I will put them in the description down below so you can read them. Now, when I mentioned at the beginning of the video that there's a security flaw that was found in the Samsung S3 Mini. Now, I don't want to bash Android or iOS, or it's not one of those Android versus iOS kind of deals. I have an Android device. Quite frankly, I've had more issues with it than I did with my iOS device. So as soon as my contract's up, I will be going back to Apple. Yeah, on the S3 Mini, they found a security flaw at the lock screen. What happens is, when you push the home button, it comes up with your security pin. Now, you can either have those 3 dots. I don't know if you can see that over here. Right? You got those 3 dots there. Initially, you just draw your finger across the dots, and it links up the dots or the pattern that you've selected, and it unlocks your phone, or it's got the pin code. Apparently there's a combination of where you push when you bring up the home screen to unlock your phone. At the bottom here, I don't know if you can see that, there's a little option there that's called emergency call. Okay, if you press that, it brings up, come on, focus, there we go, it brings up a keypad. Okay, now they found a security flaw or a loophole where you bring up the emergency call keypad, and while you touch that, you press the sleep wake button, and it unlocks the phone. Now, I don't know if Samsung's going to release a patch or a security update in the next next Android software update, but that's a security flaw. So if you're watching this and you own an S3 Mini or an S3, give that a try, right? Push the home screen to bring it out of sleep wake. Select the emergency call feature at the bottom, and as you push that, at the same time push your sleep wake button, and it should unlock. Alternatively, you can Google that feature. Just say something like keypad unlock security flaw on S3 Mini, Samsung S3 Mini, or something like that, and you should get a whole lot of results in the Google search. Yeah, so I think that's about going to do it for today's video. If you're a new subscriber, thanks for watching. Hit the subscribe button down below. Like this video if you liked what you heard, or if you liked what you saw. Leave a comment. Put your comment down below. Let me know if you're impressed with the rumored specs of the iPhone 5s. Let me know if you thought they were going to release a spec that they haven't. And yeah. So if you're a current subscriber, thank you for watching, and I will see you in next week's video. Peace.